Every time I hear people talk about business in East Africa, one thing keeps coming up. Kenya attracts investors. Kenya attracts multinational companies. Kenya attracts regional headquarters. Kenya attracts startups. Kenya attracts money. And honestly, I don't fully understand why. Because when I look at Uganda, I see something different. I see land. I see resources. I see young people. I see business everywhere. I see opportunity. So what exactly are investors saying that I'm not seeing? That's the question that has been bothering me. Let's say you are an investor. You arrive in East Africa. Why does Kenya immediately appear on your radar? Who decided that? Was it investors? Was it the media? Was it history? Or did Kenya simply become famous first and everybody followed? Because sometimes I wonder if success attracts success. Maybe investors go to Kenya because other investors already went there. And if that's true, how does another country compete with that? I genuinely don't know. Then there is Uganda. This is where I became even more confused. Whenever I visit towns in Uganda, I see people selling, building, trading, starting businesses, trying things, taking risks everywhere. You can hardly walk a few meters without finding somebody trying to make money. So here's my question. If entrepreneurship is everywhere, why doesn't Uganda attract investors at the same level people say Kenya does? What am I missing? Because something is not adding up. Then I hear people say Nairobi is the business capital. Okay, but why? How did Nairobi become a place everybody talks about? Was there a single moment? Was there a single policy? Was there a decision? Or is it simply a reputation that grew over time? And here's what confuses me. At what point does reputation become more important than reality? Because if enough people believe something, eventually everybody starts acting as if it is true. Could that be happening here? Sometimes I think investors are not investing in countries. Maybe they're investing in stories. Think about it. Before someone spends millions of dollars, they already have a picture in their head, a story, a feeling, an expectation. So I wonder, what story does Kenya tell investors? And what story does Uganda tell investors? Are the stories different? Or am I imagining things? Then there is something nobody talks about enough. Confidence. Not facts, not statistics. Confidence. Because money seems to move towards confidence. But where does confidence come from? The government? The people? The media? Previous investors? International perception? I honestly don't know. But somehow, one country can have opportunity and still struggle to attract attention. How does that happen? The more I think about this, the more confused I become, because every answer creates another question. People tell me Kenya attracts investors because of infrastructure. Then I ask why investors came in the first place. People tell me because of business networks. Then I ask how those networks started. People tell me because of confidence. Then I ask where that confidence came from. Every answer leads to another question. And that's why I made this video. Not because I know the answer, but because I suspect many of you do. So let me ask you directly. Imagine you have $10 million. Not somebody else's money, your money. You must invest in East Africa. You have two choices, Uganda or Kenya. Where would you put it? And more importantly, why? What would make you choose one over the other? What am I not seeing? Because the more I look at this question, the less certain I become. And maybe that's exactly why this conversation is worth having. Tell me in the comments, Why do you think Kenya attracts more investors than Uganda?